We had been together for 7 years. He was my first real boyfriend. I was young when we met, and he was older, more experienced, a little mysterious. We spent evenings out with friends, walking around the city, laughing, sharing secrets. He was everything to me. I thought I had found the perfect man. After the first year of our relationship, I noticed something. He was a little closed off, not always open. But I thought that was just him. People are different, right? He often traveled for work, sometimes disappeared for a few days, but he always explained it as just being work. I believed him. But something changed at some point. I began noticing small things. His phone was always on vibrate, never lying around. At first, I didn't mind. I thought it was just how he was. But over time, I began to feel that something wasn't right. I could sense it in the air. He became nervous when I asked where he'd been, or when I suggested coming along. He always told me it was work-related, but deep down, I knew he was hiding something. I didn't want to be one of those people who pried into someone's personal business, but my intuition was screaming at me that something was wrong. And one day, when he went away for a work trip, I made up my mind. I picked up his phone. I wasn't planning to snoop, but when I saw the screen left on, I couldn't resist. There was one message that caught my attention right away. You know he's married, right? At first, I didn't understand what it meant. I looked at the message. It was from a woman I didn't know anything about. She was saying that he promised to leave, but as always, he was dragging his feet. The message had an eerie tone to it. She mentioned waiting for him to finally make a decision. I tried to breathe, but I couldn't. My heart was racing. I continued reading the conversation. At first, one message, then another, and a few more. These were the moments I didn't want to see. He'd been cheating on me, but not with women, like I had assumed. He'd been cheating on me. With his work. As strange as it sounded, his work had become his second woman. He had sacrificed our relationship, our love, for his career. And it wasn't just a hobby or extra work stress, it was a full-blown life he was building parallel to our relationship. When he came back, I didn't say a word. I stayed silent. We sat in the room, and he immediately knew. He could tell I had discovered something. He tried to justify himself, saying it wasn't that serious, that he had earned more time. He told me that everything was going to be fine with him. I remained silent. Then he said, I thought you would understand. I thought you'd see how hard I've been trying. But I didn't see it. I didn't see how his work, his ambitions were destroying everything we had built. I didn't see how he was vanishing from my life without realizing I was fading away. I stood there, thinking maybe I had just been waiting all this time for him to change, that we would be happy together. But that wasn't happening. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for a real relationship, for love, for support. In that moment, I understood that I could no longer be with him. He was no longer the person I had imagined building a future with. I ended the relationship, and while it was painful, I felt a strange sense of liberation. The moral of this story? Sometimes we turn a blind eye to what really matters, and we sacrifice the present for something that, in the end, isn't worth our sacrifices. Reflection. Looking back, I can't help but wonder how many people go through this. The moment when you realize your partner isn't what you thought they were, not because of infidelity, but because they have allowed something else work, hobbies, or even addictions, to take the priority over your shared future. We often don't want to see it until it's too late, and when we finally do, it can feel like a betrayal in itself. This wasn't a wrong person moment, it was a matter of priorities. And for him, I was never the priority. When we first met, he talked about how important us was, how we'd build our lives together. But somewhere along the way, he got lost in the demands of his career. He thought I'd just keep waiting for him to change, for things to get better, but they never did. And I realized I wasn't willing to wait anymore. Now, a year after everything ended, I feel stronger. I see the relationship for what it truly was, a lesson in knowing when to walk away. It taught me the importance of standing up for myself. It taught me that my time, my energy, and my love are valuable. He didn't understand it then, and I doubt he ever will, but that's not my problem anymore. I'm no longer stuck in a loop of unspoken expectations. I've let go of what wasn't working, and now I'm free to build something better.